Welcome back to the channel. It's good to have you back. Today's May 8th, Friday. I actually took 2 trades this morning to wrap up the overall profitable trading week. And today was a pretty eventful day in the markets. So we had the overall jobless report claim come out, and it was the worst we've seen in history. I mean, the unemployment rate was almost 15%. And despite that, the markets held strong. We actually had some decent news come out for the first time in a while that Disney and Apple and some other major companies are going to open up their businesses as early as Monday. So the markets held strong despite even the negative earnings report for Roku the day prior, which was on my watch list for Friday because they fell 10% in after hours. So I was looking for that price swing on Friday when the markets opened up. Unfortunately, I was holding Apple when Roku finally broke and went from negative 10% just almost to break even to negative 3%. So they had about an $8 price swing if you look at this chart from Roku today from $124 to $134. And I missed it because I was holding Apple. But I mean, it's good that I did my homework and I had on my watch list. You know, that those good habits will lead to some future successful trades. So, no fault of mine. I was already in a trade that I thought was gonna, work out, and it did work out, but just not as profitable as that trade would have. So we'll get into the first trade on Apple, and I actually bought in right here. Let me zoom in so you can better see the candlesticks. I bought in right here with a $307 call option at 9:53 a.m. right after the market had opened with the price right on the VWAP. I normally like to wait for the price to close above the VWAP, which if you didn't watch the last two vids, it's this purple line right here, right? It tends to act as support or resistance, and that stands for the volume weighted average price. So I bought in right here, and the reason being is Apple is only up about 0.5% at this time. And if you're familiar with how Apple works and how it interacts with the rest of the market, it tends to lead the market. So it's usually moving higher than the market, and the market will follow, or it at least will match up with it and be relatively up or down about the same percent for that day. And at the time that I bought in here, the overall market was up about 1.2%, so more than double Apple. So I knew if there's no bad news, Apple is either going to stay flat just because it decides to lag the rest of the market, or it's going to continue to the upside. So that's when I bought in. It was very choppy for a while, and that kind of sucked. I wasn't losing it. The price wasn't going against me, but it wasn't going for me. And in the meantime, I was watching Roku rip to the upside, and those options almost doubled in value in a matter of 20 minutes. But there is a lesson learned here. All right. Never chase a trade, because if you were to buy in after the move, if you were to buy in here, look at what Roku did the rest of the day. It corrected itself and gave back all of its gains in a matter of an hour. So don't chase trades. If you can't play the setup, just watch it, learn from it, don't lose money from it. All right. So we'll zoom in. So like I said, I bought into Apple right here, and it finally caught up to the rest of the market. It was up about a percentage, up to $306, and I made a little channel right here with this resistance line, or sorry, this support line, and then this resistance line. So if you're not familiar with what those mean, when the price bounces and goes higher, that is now a support line. It's supporting the price to the upside. When the stock price hits a line and gets rejected down, that's a resistance. So that's what Apple was going through for a while in the morning. I held this trade for about a total of an hour, more than I like to, but the price was really choppy. It didn't have the momentum that I like for profits. So it finally broke above the old support line, which now the support line acts as man, I'm getting my words twisted up. It finally broke above this resistance line, and that now acts as the support line. So if you see, it wouldn't break below. All right. So here's actually when I sold out. I held the trade for an hour. So I sold at 10:56 a.m. and I sold out right here because it broke through the support line and it actually closed below the support line. So that's when I sold out because I don't have a magic ball. I can't. I had no idea that after I sold out, Apple was finally going to break just a half an hour later from the time that I exited the trade and get up to $309 and then eventually close the afternoon at $310. So here's when I sold out right here at this arrow, and then here's when Apple closed, $310. But hey, hindsight is 2020. I had no idea, and I made $140 in this trade in an hour. Wasn't bad. And then I also took a trade on Tesla. So I probably should not have taken this Tesla trade. It already was up about 5% for the day. It was against my rules, and I knew it as soon as I bought in. I could feel it in my gut. I knew by the indicators that I should not have gotten this trade. So after holding it for less than 5 minutes, I went ahead and sold out. Only lost $45. So really no biggie, but don't chase trades like I just said in the beginning. And that's kind of what I did with this, and I realized it, so I got out immediately, and I'm glad I did. So overall, I ended the week up $265. Can't complain with that. It is my first full week of trading in over 9 months. So I look forward to many more, and stay tuned, guys. I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks.